welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of
Race Rats podcast.
G's sick this week. So, as much as we've enjoyed G's just absolute joy that she's had the last few episodes and chaos, she is going to be a bit quieter today because she's trying not to die.
My voice may sound a bit off and I may be a bit more flat, so apologies in advance for any sneezes and coughs as well.
I'll try to edit them out as best as I can. So we come to you this week, in the middle of the triple header, after the the Austrian Grand Prix. I blanked for a second there. Middle of the triple header. We've had Barcelona, and we've had Austria. This week is Silverstone.
Woohoo!
So we're filming Media Day of Silverstone again because we just like filming on Media Day apparently. But yeah, we're going to be talking about the Austrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring, home of Red Bull.
I always forget Red Bull is Austrian.
Yeah. There's a bull statue in like the headquarters there.
Yeah.
It's made of baubles, but the baubles are filled with Red Bull.
Baubles.
Yeah, the baubles are filled with Red Bull.
Bauble. Wait,
I would break one.
Hard to say. Red Bull
baubles. Say that 5 times fast.
Red Bull. Thank you.
I'd break one just to drink the Red Bull out of it. But then again, I think about how long that Red Bull's probably been in there, and probably don't want to drink that. Yes, we've just finished up the Austrian Grand Prix. 71 laps around that circuit because it is a shorter circuit.
Lots of laps.
It was a sprint weekend, which makes it a little bit more exciting of a weekend. Pretty interesting weekend, to be honest. Some laughs, some tears, some driver fines.
Had a bit of it all. Being dramatic. Some fines.
We'll get into that.
I think I remember.
Yeah.
We
had a lot happen. But we'll jump straight into it because that's just our best tactic at the moment, isn't it?
Otherwise, we waffle too long and just
Absolutely, we do. So being a sprint weekend means that there was only one free practice on the Friday before we get straight into sprint qualifying and all the fun surrounding the sprint, which did see pretty interesting results for FP1, with the top 3 being, not surprising, in first place Max Verstappen. Again, the Red Bull Ring.
Yeah,
it's one of his home Grand Prix well.
He's gonna pull out all the stops.
The Dutchman's gonna
the Flying Dutchman
in Austria. Like we saw it coming.
Isn't that from Pirates of the Caribbean? The Flying Dutchman. Is that one of it?
Probably. I also think of SpongeBob when I think of it.
Maybe it's from both of them.
Could be.
Pretty sure there's a boat called the Flying Dutchman in Pirates.
Yeah, isn't
of the Caribbean?
Yeah, I think there is.
But Captain Barbossa.
You are probably right.
Anyways,
the grandstands were filled with orange. We like to joke about it being for the Papaya Boys, but it is the Dutch orange. It was for the Dutch Lion himself. Even the Papaya Boys did joke about it being for them, though. So we love that a little bit.
I always find it fascinating that orange is like a color associated with the Dutch, even though it's nowhere on their flag.
Yeah, but you think of King's Day and that being just full of orange. Like they all wear.
What's King's Day?
Where Lando got his nose scar from.
Oh.
Yeah, remember how they all went like wildly partying for King's Day over there?
In Amsterdam?
Yeah, in Amsterdam. And yeah, they all wear orange for that. I actually want to look into that. You are right. I want to figure out where the orange comes from because it's not on anything.
No, I feel like it has something to do with the tulips. A lot of them are orange.
Oh, it could be actually. You might be right.
But that's my only idea.
You might be right actually. But yeah. So the stands were filled with orange pride, for Max Verstappen. And he did do them proud. FP1 coming at the top, followed by Oscar Piastri and Charles Leclerc.
Whoop, Piastri.
Piastri.
Yay.
Speaking of said though, don't know why Lando was down in 13th. Yeah, don't know what happened that run.
Wow, not too good.
Wasn't a great run. Carlos was in 4th though. So the Ferraris have found that pace a little bit again this weekend, which was nice to see. Someone else that has definitely found pace recently, Alpine.
Yeah, they've been steadily kind of like crawling up, haven't
Having
they?
done well.
Yeah.
From being at the very, very back up until now in the season to the last couple of races, having points finishes and being that close, like that's decent. They've found what was wrong with the car. The tractor has had its upgrades. It's no longer a tractor.
The tractor.
It's more of a like road car now, I guess.
It's an actual car.
No, love to see it. Thanks, Alpine. No, especially as I do like Pierre Gasly, it is nice to see doing well. And yeah, once again, Hamilton and Russell in the Mercedes have kept a decent pace. I'll leave that up. I do want to say something that has been very, very prevalent recently is the fact that one Red Bull is doing really, really well and the other not so well. As I said, Verstappen in 1st, Perez in 12th. And unlike the anomaly of Lando being in 13th, while Piastri's in 2nd, that second Red Bull has just not been performing. We'll leave that at that. Let's talk about sprint.
And we know it's not the car, though.
We know it's not the car. Yeah. So sprint qualifying results, back to front. The first 5 out being Zhou Guanyu, Alex Albon, Valtteri Bottas, Nico Hulkenberg, and Daniel Ricciardo, unfortunately. Somebody who did make it into Q2 again, or SQ2 this time because it's sprint qualifying. Somebody who did make it through and out qualified their teammate again, Logan Sargent. He's
interesting.
He's fluctuating at the moment, but in a better way. In saying that, the next 5 out were Logan Sargent, Yuki Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll, and Kevin Magnussen.
Out?
Yeah, of SQ2.
Okay.
Which leaves our top 10 for the sprint. Back to front. And a little bit of shock because of some apparent car issues late running in SQ3 that left somebody a little bit stuck in the pit lane when their car went into anti-stall. 10-1. Charles Leclerc.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was waiting to see your reaction. Charles Leclerc started 10th on the grid for the sprint.
What? Why am I laughing? Why do I
She's
find
laughing to hide the pain.
But just that's odd.
Yep. Pierre Gasly in 9th, Esteban Ocon in 8th.
Esteban.
Just gonna kind of like I speak as if she can speak at all this week.
Sorry, I think I'm just a bit delirious at the moment.
Yeah. Checo Perez in 7th, Lewis Hamilton in 6th, Carlos Sainz once again proving how much he loves the number 5 in 5th. Get over it, Carlos.
Pick a new number.
George Russell in 4th, and the top 3 proving it again. Oscar Piastri in 3rd, Lando Norris in 2nd, and Max Verstappen in 1st.
Wow, papaya.
Yeah. Papaya 2-3 for the qualifying. In saying that, once again, Lando Norris having a very, very close time to Max Verstappen. A very close time. There's a man in the woods, Max Verstappen, and his name is still Lando Norris.
It's not Shia LaBeouf.
It's not Shia. It's not actually Cannibal Shia LaBeouf. It's Lando Norris, the other papaya. We should see us obviously with the sprint. A little bit of a shake up. Not really, but kind of. Yeah. I'm just gonna go from the top 10 because I think that's the easiest. Sprint race after all is said and done, we had Lance Stroll in 10th. Now remember, it's the only points ones that matter is 8th and above. So you want to come 8 or earlier. 9th and 10th don't get points for the sprint. Kevin Magnussen also just out of the points in 9th. Only just in the points, Sergio Perez in 8th. Charles Leclerc bringing up 3 places in 7th. Lewis Hamilton in 6th. Carlos Sainz once again loving number 5th. Anyway, George Russell in 4th. And a bit of a switch round. But Lando Norris in 3rd. Oscar Piastri in 2nd. And Max Verstappen in 1st.
Woohoo!
You can see that a lot over the Red Bull Ring.
Didn't see that one coming.
You're going to hear the Dutch anthem more than once. Then we had our qualifying. There was a bit of contact during the sprint race, so it was a bit like, oh, are we going to get things back? We're fine. Before we get into the qualifying and race, something happened where a certain driver was not happy with another driver for something that had happened, and said a bit of a slur, said a bit of a ableist slur. Now we do have to think about the fact that this driver is not fluent in English. It's not their first language, and they have heavily relied on media and people around them to learn a lot of their English. So in saying that, no, the comment shouldn't have been made.
Yeah, it doesn't excuse it.
Yeah. He did get called to the steward's office. He got a €40,000 fine. And he did get spoken to about it. And when he found out the seriousness of the comment he made, was actually quite distraught and disgusted that he'd said it. Immediately went online and apologized to everyone. He was not happy that he'd said it himself and learning what it meant. So I do have to say, learn and grow, obviously, but it does have to be forgiven a little bit because he did apologize. Yeah. A lot of other drivers have said worse and not apologized. So I won't name names. If you know who it was, you know what happened. But I definitely think that the driver has learnt and will grow from this. Obviously, we'll see if it happens again. I genuinely don't think it will. I think he is very, very sorry. We'll find out.
Hopefully it's genuine, but yeah, I don't think it is.
So that brings us to the sprint. Sorry, not the sprint, the qualifying. So back to front of the grid, first 5 out were Zhou Guanyu, Logan Sargent, Valtteri Bottas, Lance Stroll, and Alex Albon. Don't know what the Aston was doing that low. Sad to see Sargent that low again. It is what it is. But yes, both Williams out in Q1. Next 5. A little bit sad. Me. Fernando Alonso, Yuki Tsunoda, Pierre Gasly in 13th, so out in Q2.
Poor French boy.
I want to talk about it. Kevin Magnussen, and just missing out on Q3 was Daniel Ricciardo. Just outside. Very sad. Then we had your top 10. So 10-1 again. We did have one Frenchman in there, Esteban Ocon.
Wait, what?
Esteban Ocon did make it.
Did you say French?
One Frenchman, yeah.
Is he French?
Both the Alpine boys are. The French team is full of the 2 French drivers.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. I did.
The French Civil War?
Promise, I knew it.
The French Civil War we've spoken about. Oh my god. The baguettes are fighting again. They were fighting a little bit this weekend as well, but that's normal at this point. Nico Hulkenberg in 9th. Sergio Perez in 8th again. Oscar Piastri down in 7th after having track times deleted, the track limits. He did not have a great run.
No, but he did so well in the qualifying.
This is qualifying. This is the qualifying.
Well,
he came 7th.
Did so well in the other qualifying.
Yeah, and he did do well in this one as well. It was just track limits, getting his track times deleted, his lap times deleted. So, yeah, he was bumped down to 7th, unfortunately. Right behind his adopted father, Charles Leclerc, in 6th. Lewis Hamilton in 5th. Finally getting out of that love of number 5. Colour signs on the second row in 4th.
He got over it. He chose a new number.
Thank you. Went for Lando number. George Russell in 3rd. Lando Norris in 2nd. And just by the hairs on Lando's chin, faster than him, Max Verstappen in pole position.
So close.
When I say the hairs on Lando's chin, is that I'm talking about how small
they are? Small.
No offense, that sounded so bad. I like the facial hair. Let's leave that at that. But yes,
I think he's better without it, in my opinion.
No, I've gotten very, very used to it. I am definitely goatee. I'm goatee nation. If he ever shaves it again, crisis. But yes, Max Verstappen in pole position with Lando right behind him again, chasing his little tail. Which brings us to the race. Now, when I say there was tears to be had, this is where the tears came in. Because we had a great race. We had a phenomenal race. Real racing is back. It's not Max Verstappen 30 seconds ahead on a chicken nugget run, beating everyone anymore.
Chicken nugget run.
He was so far ahead before that he could have dropped by Macca's, got some chicken nuggets, had a nap, and still won the race. And it's not that anymore. Because the times, he's having to work for these wins again. Hence, not being the only winner this year. We've had a multitude of winners now. But yeah, he's actually having to work for it. But that does mean, I'm so sorry to any Verstappen fans that do watch this. And I'd like to preface this by, I do like Max. I do support Max. But this weekend was not my favorite Max. And I was definitely very, very annoyed and upset after this.
Oh, this is the
she got a message from me.
Said, Max, I'm in your walls. I didn't fully understand it, so.
Max Verstappen, it's time to fight. I'm in your walls. Let's leave that. So the race was going very, very well. We had Lando and Max battling out at the front. Like very, very close battling.
Yeah.
But there was quite a few times where Lando was run off the track. Because he'd go to make a move and Max would be a little bit dangerous about it. When reacting to it. And when I say dangerous, I mean there were so many radio calls from Lando where he was like, hey, they need to be stopping this. Like, he's going to cause an accident. This is getting dangerous. Like, he can't be doing this. It was really bad. Yeah. Unfortunately, Lando was right. Unfortunately, Lando was part of the damage. Ran a little too close. Tried to make a move again. He'd literally just gotten track limits because he kept getting pushed off. I hate saying Lando got track limits, but he did. But yeah, he got pushed again, but they collided. Both of them got punctures. Lando's tire completely shredded and actually damaging the car. He had to crawl back to the pits.
What?
Verstappen had less damage.
Yeah.
Verstappen was able to return to the race. Lando was not. Lando was out.
Because Verstappen was being reckless.
Because Verstappen was being reckless again. Because there's hard racing and there's whatever the fuck that was. It was very, very dangerous. And the fact that for laps and laps prior to this happening, Lando was saying that this was going to happen because of the way Max was driving and how Max was reacting.
It was going to happen.
He did.
They
He
ignored
knew.
him.
And he kept saying they need to put a stop to this. Like, he needs to be told, like, he can't be doing this. And they let it go. The FIA let it go. And it caused this. And because this was caused, we had another race winner that wasn't Max Verstappen, because somebody was behind it, able to pick up the pieces of the damaged Red Bull and McLaren. So, in the points from 10th to 1st, we had Pierre Gasly back in the points once again. That's my Gaz man. Daniel Ricciardo in 9th, Kevin Magnussen in 8th, Sergio Perez in 7th, outperforming the Red Bull, Nico Hulkenberg in the Haas in 6th.
Wow.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that battle. There was very late overtake in the race. Like, I think it was like last lap or something. The second Red Bull got overtaken by a Haas. Sorry. Somebody should probably be looking into that. Max Verstappen in 5th. Yep, he was still able to be in the points and get back in the race after that incident. Lewis Hamilton in 4th.
Wow.
And then our podium places and our winner. In 3rd place, making me very, very happy, Carlos Sainz.
Yay.
Carlos Sainz. In
Carlito.
second place, Carlitos. In second place, also making me happy because it keeps us with our gap in constructors, Oscar Piastri.
Woohoo!
My other little papaya boy.
Aussie boy.
And in first place,
I know what one.
the British royalty himself, George Russell.
Really?
George Russell.
Oh my god, yay! Wait, why was I...
Who did you think?
I was thinking Charles Leclerc. Why did he place?
Charles Leclerc was out of the points in 11th.
Why am I happy about that?
Yeah, I was going to say, hold on a second.
Why am I'm really happy.
Cut the cameras.
Am I a traitor?
Well, yeah, you were happier for George Russell than you were for Leclerc.
Well, I'm kind of getting used to hearing Leclerc winning or in the podium and the points and stuff. So, wow, George Russell, he won.
He won.
That's so good.
We got the T-pose again.
Hell yeah.
We got return of that. Yeah, as I said, he was there to pick up the pieces. He was behind the leaders, and he got to reap the rewards of that collision. To say it in the best way possible.
As much as the collision is not ideal, I think the outcome is good.
I don't.
Well, not good, but like
I think that's
good enough.
The racing going on between Norris and Verstappen, this could have been another win for Norris, which I would like. But hey, that leaves us with fastest lap going to Fernando Alonso, though. Fastest pit stop going to Ferrari, and driver of the day making everyone mad again, Lando Norris. Because before the collision, he was doing phenomenal racing. Yeah. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if they say it's a popularity vote, a fan vote. Vote for your own favourites, and if you're that mad that Lando's getting it. But at the end of the day, it was still a good race before that crash. He was racing so well. Let's leave it at that. That does come to the end of the race. During media duties after, they were spoken to. Lando was interviewed and Max was interviewed. And Lando said, Max was at fault.
Mm.
Because he was. When you watch back the footage, it was very much Max
Being
at fault.
reckless, yeah.
And they said, he got asked, does he think their friendship is going to suffer from this? Because they are very, very good friends off track.
Are they?
Yeah,
Oh.
they're some of the closest apparently.
That's cute.
Yeah. And so they obviously got asked, how do you think this is going to affect your friendship? And Matt and oh my god, Lando made a comment of, well, this depends on how Max reacts to this, what Max has to say. If Max admits his wrongdoings, like, obviously we go from there. He goes, if he can't admit that he was wrong, that he'd done anything wrong, I think I'll lose a bit of respect for him. Which is so valid. I don't care what anyone says. That's valid. Sorry. Max was shocked to hear this. Max still does not think he was in the wrong. Footage has obviously come out. McLaren team bosses have spoken about it and been like, literally look at this, and compared it to similar issues in the past. Red Bull team bosses have said the opposite and said some things they probably shouldn't have. That were personal, whereas McLaren at least kept it technical.
Professional.
Kept it professional. So it's a little bit interesting to see how this is going to go going into Silverstone this weekend. Because obviously both teams have their head offices British based. One's in Milton Keynes, one's in Woking.
And one's in Swindon.
What?
Williams.
I was like, that was out of nowhere. Mercedes is also British.
What do you think, though? Even if Max doesn't think he's in the wrong at all, if he wants to preserve his friendship, it would be the right thing to do to apologize.
Well, see, a lot of people got very sassy about this and about how Lando was like, he's already ahead in the championship. And everyone took that as Lando thought that he should have given up the place because he's already so far ahead, he should have given Lando the win. No, that's not what Lando was saying at all. He was saying he's ahead in the championship, he should know. Like,
yeah.
Racing-wise, he should have, known to be more careful. It was a whole thing. Apparently they've spoken and made up. We'll see what happens in the UK. I don't think I have anything else to say race weekend wise. Surrounding it though, we've had another 2 confirmed seats, technically. One I don't think needed to be confirmed. We all knew it was happening, which was that of Lance Stroll. He's staying with Aston Martin, shockingly enough. We all knew that was happening. Another confirmed seat though to fill out the grid. Yeah, Gasly. A multi-year contract, staying with Alpine.
Oh, nice.
More years of Gasly. I'm so happy. I'm so pleased.
Has Carlos's seat been officially confirmed yet?
Do I look like Carlos's seat has been officially confirmed? I'm
sure if it was,
yet?
I would have known already, to be honest. I think you would have mentioned it.
If it was confirmed, I'd be rocking up to this podcast in full whatever team gear. Saying, go 55.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dumb question.
Go 55. Vamos, 55. Tell us where you're going. Hopefully that's announced in the next few weeks because he did want it done by summer break, which is coming up very fast.
He said so himself, it was being dragged out too much. So
yeah, he said he just wanted a few days at home to clear his head and make the decision after Barcelona. So it was heavily looking like Williams. Apparently Alpine's in the mix now. Apparently Alpine's a good contender. And rumours have resurfaced about Mercedes. So rumours have come. Obviously, Mercedes have been very, very clear about wanting Antonelli. Rumours have come up now that Antonelli will be getting a seat, but with Williams for 2 years. And Carlos will be getting that Mercedes seat for 2 years. And then in 2027, yeah, because that's when they'll be out, it's looking like Antonelli, if he performs well in Williams, will be moving to the Mercedes seat, and that gives Carlos the option to move to Audi when they've fully settled into the sport. They've had a year in the sport. So optimally, that's actually a really good idea. It's a really good plan. It will mean that I have to support Mercedes.
Is there an issue with that?
It means I'll have to support some Mercedes for
That's
more than just Toto Wolff.
what's wrong with Mercedes though? Is it because they're German?
No,
You don't like the Germans?
I love Toto Wolff.
Woof.
Woof.
Toto. Toto woof.
Toto Wolff.
Yeah.
No, I can't. Oh no, I was a little too unhinged. I was a little too unhinged on my main accounts last night. Um, on the app formerly known as Twitter and on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I need to have my social medias taken away from me when I am feeling a little unhinged because Carlos posted last night. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Carlos posted last night. Carlos posted two very, very beautiful photos, two wonderful photos. And I was left a bit speechless. I don't know who's taught him how to do this, how to present himself like this on social media. But those photos were so Prince coded, so old money, beautiful, just oh my god, I cannot describe them. That I accidentally quoted his own tweet, not a fan account tweet that reposted it, his own tweet on my main account, not on my locked private account, and I was like, speechless, actually speechless. And then in brackets, I go begging respectfully.
I thought you were about to say you barked publicly.
No, because here's the thing. At that point, I'd been a little too unhinged. It's fine. I'd said what I needed to say. The group chat were like, "You went for it. You shot. He like proud of you." So he obviously posted these same photos on Instagram, and I'd already made a fool of myself on one. Why not the other? So I did comment on his Instagram saying begging and barking respectfully, of course.
Girl, that's a bit. I mean, like, there's
I shut my shot.
There's worse things you could have said.
There is so many worse things I could have said.
And there's worse things other people have said, so.
Yeah, somebody got blocked for tagging him in like hardcore Carlando shipping content. It was really weird.
That's funny.
And yeah, they got blocked. That's the whole thing. At least I said that I was begging and barking respectfully.
That's the respect that counts.
I put respect on his name. I will always put respect on Carlos Sainz Jr.'s name. Always. But yes, that does lead us to the end of the episode. We've got nothing else to say. We've got nothing else to say.
Now we have nothing else to say.
Is there anything you want to say? Do you have predictions for the Silverstone Grand Prix? Do you have seat predictions coming up to it? What do you think, Kim?
Predictions? I think George Russell's gonna ride this high.
Sorry.
Anyways, I think George Russell is gonna try and ride his win, and maybe, make it onto the podium again or something like that. That's my only prediction.
I'd like to see a Carlando podium because it's also come out this week. I didn't mention this before. Carlos has been doing a lot of simulations and that back in Maranello, and it's come out that he's actually been running the car very uncomfortable for himself because he's had the specs of it made of what looks optimal to run the car, what's going to get the car good results.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you want to find that balance of like, oh, where can we get good results from this, but also has to be comfortable for the driver. You hear them complain about it all the time, being like, I can't get a grip on the car, it doesn't feel comfortable. He's running it uncomfortable. He's running this knowing he's going to be uncomfortable, to optimize the car to its fullest potential.
Wow.
He doesn't care about himself. He cares about
But like
he wants to do well.
if you're uncomfortable though,
He puts up with it.
isn't that gonna somehow affect your performance in
No,
a little way?
he still does well with it.
Mm.
Which is crazy to think that he's giving that up to optimize for a team that he's not going to be with next year. But did not. Yeah, let's leave it at that. We also have a lot of reserves coming in for FP1. So Isaac Hadjar is going to be in the car for Red Bull for FP1. Ollie Behrman is going to be in the car for Haas in FP1. Jack Doohan is going to be in the car for Alpine for FP1. So there's a lot of reserves and rookies coming in to run that FP1 session this weekend. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be full of fresh faces. Full of fresh faces. Which I think is going to be exciting. It's going to make it a little bit more fun to see how they do. And then, I'd like to see a car Lando podium. I'd like to see another Lando win, especially being his home Grand Prix. Give my little British.
I forget he's British.
Yeah, I think about this often. Of like
Fake.
he has a British accent,
Fake.
but
British.
he also has very much the Belgian.
Yeah.
Like it's like a mix because his mom's Belgian.
Yeah, right.
So he's got like a mixed accent, even though he grew up in the UK.
Mm.
And I do definitely see what you mean because I forget that he's like British. Then you see him sometimes, you're like, yeah, that's a UK
British lad. Yeah.
That's a UK lad.
Mm. See him being scucks around South London or something like that.
You see him, he's messaging. No, I was gonna say he's messaging her on Snapchat.
I mean,
it's been anyway. Yeah, nothing else to say. Another race week done. An unfortunate race week, but we're gonna leave it at that. Say goodbye and see you next week for Silverstone.
See you next week.
So just after we finished filming, both me and G had to duck off very fast because we both had stuff on this evening. And I'm filming this maybe 10-15 minutes after we've both left. Right after we finished filming and I got in my car, I got a notification letting me know that it's just been announced Ollie Behrman has signed for Haas for 2025. So we didn't get to speak about that. If it had happened 20 minutes early, we could have. But yes, Ollie Behrman has just signed for Haas. That's another seat.